already a couple of times on players' minds, where if you've got an Omen in play, those tripwires are meaningless unless you're nearby to hear the shadow step. Otherwise, you'll end up just getting completely caught off guard.
Speaking of getting caught off guard, Lexi probably not thinking that there's a two-man push through B. A lot of ground covered, but actually, think about it. Wait a second. Take a moment. Keep back. Lexi holding the angle. So if Borkum peeks here, all he needs to do is hold because he's about to see a player. How many is he gonna see? Oh, shots. They don't connect. Oh, Borkum. So much trouble. He's gonna flash his way out. And they're a little bit stuck here for the attack. There is a trade that comes through. Another one will come in for the raise, the utility damage. They're all stuck in Broza, having to really get out of there. Shots are going to be clean for Ching. That's a 3K on the round. I believe BREN pushing in through B main was a strange play, considering it went unchecked by Team S. But it works out. They get all the intel and they can play off it.
It's a good start, at least for BREN. When you look towards SMG in this round, weaker weapons is where they're going to be sitting, right? Your classics, see what they can get done. Pointed aggression, again, going to be the name of the game most of the time. You've got Reyna sitting towards A lobby, though. Looking to maybe try and take some individual duels. I see him thinking about a mid-peak. Guy's a lunatic.
Those are the ghosts, too, of all things. And they're going to try it again. And they're going to successfully, well, they'll at least trade. Dubstep's going to back away. No wub-wubs for this one.
No.
4-3. It left. Round likely going to go into BREN's favor, but possibility for SMG. They'll really make this B push.
Thing is, if you're SMG, right, you've got a Reyna, 1 kill, she's up to full armor, can pick up a weapon, it could be huge. I like this push through the smoke, though, that they're at least thinking about. Down goes Dubstep, weapon retrieved, site secured, spike planted, and even enough 3v3. This is pretty bad for BREN. They've got to be feeling the hurt now. They have to clear out a lot of these angles. The drone comes out. It does actually manage to spot them in towards market. Cage pop, push comes through, but there's a player waiting in B main for the cage to dissipate. All they need to do is buy some time for him to swing on in, but Desbu falls, so does JD, and it's all down to 1. Fall, 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 classic in hand, and fall, fall, fall he will.
Still, the damage has been done, though, by SMG. They got the spike plant. It would have been amazing if they managed to squeeze out the round, but for BREN, that Phantom will move on, but that's about all that they can afford. This gun round is going to be pretty important for SMG. And Op somehow comes in. That's right. The Ghost is what Dubstep only purchased. He carried that in from that first round. So this Op coming through, it's going to be very interesting to see where that's positioned. So far, it's looking like it's just going to be a mid-peak up to Cat. Alongside really Borkum, who he's been playing with side by side. Their buddy system really unmatched so far. But we'll see if JD Faker will survive. I don't think he will, but the recon bolts will likely spot them out.
For SMG, we talk about this is an important round, and you'll see why in a moment as we switch through these BREN players and see the weaker weapons, but the operator really bridging the gap on that one. It's looking down for some short control. It'll be quick to assist on the A-hold. They have no idea about Jesse Vash, but evidently they have a suspicion because the shock darts are coming down. They're raining in. Jesse, not pushed out of position, doesn't take any damage from them either or get spotted. This is now potentially a huge thorn in the side. And the push is going to come towards the A side. Look at the players flocking. They've left the B side. They were outside of B main.
Oh.
But Dubstep, well, that operator has not served him well. What? Was Jesse spotted? Why did he peek?
He wasn't. He put the room bot because he had no information. He didn't know that there was players there. At least we don't know what audio cues was given to him. Oh, turret. Oh, but he walks in. He almost had a collateral there. He's only able to trade out one. Wolves with the same success. He's at least going to find one for himself as well. But this gun round going exactly the way that it should. found that early op duel so interesting. The fact that it wasn't able to come out on top, Lexi getting the better of Dubstep. I'd imagine we're going to see that battle come to fruition time and time again, especially if Lexi picks up the op himself. Likely going to find it on the ground. That's exactly where he's positioned now. But Borkum is going to hold on to the weapon, not look to engage, maybe look for exits towards the defender spawn. But I think SMG and company are going to go back to the way that they know. They might go through the rafters, but for the most part, a round secured for SMG.
They'll take it, right? They will absolutely take those wins wherever they can find them. I think for BREN, though, you win the pistol, you win out the second round, but in a very, very tight fashion, and now you lose out the first buy. It's getting a little bit spicy and dicey. And when you look towards the BREN economy, it's not in the healthiest of positions. Remember, they weren't quite the weaker weapons that I thought they were. They even had an operator out on Dubstep who just got completely ruined going for mid aggression. This is where I do get worried.
It's the Prime Vandal. Just hits different, okay? I don't know what it is. And that's not even really analysis. It's just sometimes I hear players say the Prime Vandal, man, it just hits. Is this even the Prime Vandal? No, it's not. It's not the Prime Vandal.
That's the dragon. Oh, hold on. Double flashes. It allows Zesby a little bit of time to get around the corner. Trading out with the Phoenix. And another Lear about to make its way around the... Not even around the corner. Interesting. I guess he thought he was about to be pushed. He has managed to avoid the nade that came over the paint shells. But, yeah, I don't really get that second Lear usage either way. Team SMG are on their way towards the A site yet again, despite having no map control and being almost completely locked out of gaining any. I'm quite surprised to see them take this very aggressive stance, considering especially they're versus some weaker weapons. Like, they can look at the opponent's economy and know that there's a strong possibility that...
Whoa!
Wow.
And
30 seconds left.
barely see the Guardian, but when you do, you really do be hurt. Paranoia comes through. Now the entry comes in. It'll be quickly traded away. Borkum, unfortunately, gets caught with the hands. The hot hands. Jesse just trying to send some pre-fire shots to the scope. Not going to land any. Oh, but Dispense was going to dispense those bullets into the back of Zesby. He's the player behind the Snake Eyes. Takes him out. Pretty clean round for BREN Esports. It does go down to 2, but considering they walked into this round with weapons at a disadvantage to Team SMG, that entry onto the A site was really just stopped by a couple of members holding the angle, holding the line. And I wonder what kind of read they had from quad review or just playing up against Team SMG to just say, hey, 3 members on the A site, that's what we want. That's what we like to see.
Big plays, big moves. As well as the fact that you've got BREN taking the lead, you have to look at Team SMG's ult economy swinging massively into their favor. The sad thing really is that you don't have the Blade Storm yet online. Had that been in play for Lexi, you could have seen him take it here and really save his team's economy. Instead, he's going to be the one entering, and I think that's very much, well, a middle that is. I think that's very much down to the fact that he has, first of all, already shut down the operator at peak in a previous round, but also because you're going to want him to try and find a kill, possibly an ult orb as well, just to get you into a position where he can afford to give over a weapon and have that ulti online. That was not the play. Reloading right out in the open, questionable.
That's so unfortunate. They're going to use that lockdown to at least gather some space on this B side, and you'll see BREN back away. They might jump back in, blast back into the site. That's going to at least keep the Nano Swarm is going to be thrown down, so he can't re-peek that angle. Here comes the run it back. It's going to be quickly dissipated, but they need to make their way onto the site. Angle's being held, but it's an off one. Now they jump in. Shot's going to be good for Jesse. But Zesby, Reina can definitely come in big here. Invisibility comes in, down to the 1v2. There's a player from behind, but he's wrapping around the long way. Zesby.
30 seconds.
Gonna wrap around back. Mind games. It's gonna be good. Invisibility. And he can just go all the way towards the A site. or hold the angle. Nice clutch from Zesby. Played that exactly how Arena should, using the the dismiss to reposition once, reposition a second time. That's what.
Now here's the chances to really build up that economy, right? I do wonder when you look over towards BREN what they're going to be buying. They've burnt up their Bladestorm in the previous round. You're left into a position where realistically I don't expect much. A few sheriffs at best. Based on the stances of some of these players, yeah, we've got some classics, we've got some sheriffs. For SMG, the name of the game is just staying together, avoiding walking into any of the crossfires like what we're seeing on middle. As you can see, they're just hoping that somebody walks in and challenges them. Once they have a buddy system going in for any of these fights, which currently on A and mid they do not, but if they manage to get into them, you should be fine. I mean, is this the round, Lexi? Is this the round to pop that ult? I don't think so. Oh, I'm being wrecked by a sheriff.
Oh, Sharif. Sorry,
Sharif.
I gotta correct you. I gotta correct you. I have to say though, Jesse's paint shells, the lineups have been pretty good. Been doing a little bit of chip damage consistently to SMG members, and I find that interesting. You don't normally see bases go for lineups. They go for clearing, right? Like they'll clear an angle like that, or they'll clear a side angle. SB unfortunately just trying to spray through. Unfortunately, it's Faker that steals that one. Hot Hand's going to drop down, but Faker still pushes forward. Now it's a 4v2. Of course, weapon's still a little undesirable for BREN, but we knew that going into this round. We just thought there was a possibility they could have turned this one back around. It does not look like that's going to be possible unless Jesse has some crazy heroics here. Up on the rafters, Faker in the classic angle, has to reload the clip. Perfect timing. 4K on the round, and we're all tied up 3-3.
And remember, a lot of these rounds tend to swing towards the attacking side, so I think we are definitely looking at SMG. They've got a little bit of weight on their shoulders to deliver the majority of the rounds. I don't know exactly how... I don't know how favored I would put them. As I said before, this is a position where technically, yes, you should see SMG win, but the ability of BREN has been proven in the past. They've taken maps off good teams within the region, so you can't really turn your nose at them.
An early op shot as well. Just caters to your point even more. Unfortunately, can't land that second one, but already the deed's been done. You found the early pick. It's a 5v4, and Borkum might find another one here. Psych, that's the wrong number. He does not. 4v4 angle towards Catwalk. Because again, guess what's on the other side? Lexi. I feel like we're going to see this battle a lot. Jet v Jet. Which, to be fair, you don't normally see a lot of. Jets usually just miss each other and go to different parts of the map, and it's never fun, but I like to see a good Jet battle.
Who doesn't love a good Jet battle? Dubstep's looking to offer one up, waiting for that player to peek around, and he's being pushed out of position. He's being tagged up as well, using the updrafts to try to avoid it. It gets so close, but in the end, he will survive. The swing is good. Lexi able to grab a kill. Dubstep quickly traded. The heal coming through as well off of that. And we see Team SMG secure the site. They're going for the spike plant. Lexi waiting for somebody to peek out wide. There's the shots. There's the head, but Lexi's the one that's dead instead. And SMG now have to win out the 2v2, and look how low their killjoy is.
One shot through the rafters will definitely take her down. One lucky shot, shooting fish in a barrel. And that fish is gushing. Now the player in rafters don't need the killjoy whatsoever. Zesby, which we just saw in our graphic, is the player to watch for SMG. And I'm starting to see why. Another Empress already on the docket, and it just feels like last round or 2 rounds ago, saw that Empress come back. And here it is once again, 9 kills. leading the pack, leading the team, and has the most credits in the lobby. A lot running in favor here is SB. The Reyna really working out here on Ascent.
No surprise, as you said, you know, we will typically see the Reyna instead of the Rays coming through quite frequently, and, well, for SMG, it's working for now. They're grouping up early round. They're moving towards the B site. This is seeming to be one of the more pointed approaches that they've had. Actually, not quite catching anybody. But there is a player on mid ready and waiting to peek. It's the Phoenix, but he swings out a little bit too late to catch the player falling back. Now they pressure the site. The Lear ready to be deployed, but they're waiting. They're cautious of clearing these corners first. Now here comes the Lear, but Dispenser, he is still blinded by it. Oh no, sorry, that was a paranoia. The Lear's still to come through. They've actually waited until the cage disappeared before putting it through. That's quite smart because it could have blocked sight. And now they can push out knowing that nobody can see a thing, although they waited a while.
Solo player backside, and they're fighting the players that are getting involved. Dispenser is going to find the frag, and he actually commits the neural theft. I don't really know what he's hoping to get, but he'll be traded out not before finding 2 picks, and it's just one after another. You kind of have to scratch your head and wonder what was the purpose of that ultimate. You had players coming in from the defender spawn, you had players coming in from the fruit market, but was the neural theft really hoping to identify where you already knew the players were?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Some of the ultimate usage here has been a little bit wild. You know, you're in positions where you know full well that you're up against pistols, for example, and yet they'll pop the blade storm or the neural theft usage in that round. It's been odd. It's like they're doing a challenge to use as many ults as they can. Double shock dart lineup from JD. I don't think that's going to hit. And no, it didn't. Didn't land, unfortunately, not on top of any players, so ultimately it is useless. And we'll look in towards short with that drone. They're seizing the map control quite slowly behind it. I'm a real advocate for just following the drone straight up. You like trade it almost. Look at this. Look at the position in play. It doesn't catch the Phoenix up close. If JD pushes up to go to A, he is almost certainly dead.
Got a good position to at least hold the line, but they can't do a double-double split with the tree room and towards A lobby. If these players don't survive in the tree room, then it's definitely going to be good. They will find 2. They will find the Phoenix as well. It's all clean and clear here on the A site, but this is going to call the BREN players over towards the A site, thinking that's the execute, but the spike's moving over to B. Player in the mid, going to spot out the Omen. The engagement not going to come quite yet. Now as the shots come through, there's likely going to be enough information for Dubstep to hear this, and the tripwire as well. The op doesn't connect. Fall is there. Looks like falafel, but it's not. Not falafel. Spike down, likely around here for SMG, unless Dispenser can clutch out a 1v4. With 2 injured members, it's possible, but he's got to get moving.
You know what? You're just making me hungry now talking about falafels. It's just unfair. I wish there was a falafel dispenser close by, but unfortunately there's not. And there's no dispenser of anything. Because he's dead. He's been shot in the head, and Team SMG, well, they're ahead by quite a bit. 6-3. Leading the charge is Zesbu on the Reyna. 11 kills currently under his belt. Only the 1 assist, though. Look at how many JD Fakers got. Hashtag Sova for big impact. And no Sova on BREN, obviously, due to the unfortunate... Well, I mean, it's their own fault for whatever they did during the group stages, but...
Yeah.
It's rather unfortunate for them.
Kind of like that penalty, though. Kind of dig it. Because it gives you an early look at like what people would ban, right?
Yeah.
And it does feel like, I think that we saw a huge priority from Sage, and of course slowly get nerfed, slowly get nerfed, slowly get nerfed. I'd argue that I think Sova has kind of filled that shoe of like, yeah, this guy's needed almost on like every roster.
100%.
Just the amount of information that he provides. Even though he feels like an initiator, he also feels like a sentinel to some capacity with the utility he can provide. Looking at the round at hand, though, BREN, we've noticed, have been very comfortable with pushing the extremities. They'll peek B main, they'll peek A main, but they'll push it up aggressively. So far, we're still seeing Dubstep be a little bit more conservative with the B main push, but once they see action over here, he's going to move. But he's got to move quickly because his team is falling apart.
Time to up the pace as the pistols are dealing some damage. It's a 3 versus 2, and Team SMG will get to the A side relatively uncontested. I doubt the swing is going to come out from heaven through that smoke, because Jet is still on her way up through short. But Jesse, well, he has other ideas. He held an off angle, JD peeked in, and now a 2v2, a very, very winnable round. Problem is that door is closed. What did I say? Defenders should destroy it straight away. And you're seeing why. He has to give away his position as he comes to push back in through short. Comes up to his teammate, though, and the two of them, oh, they've been paranoid! It doesn't quite work. I love the attempt by Dubstep to dash into his opponent, though, because obviously he can't see a thing, but if he gets close, maybe he can.
Yeah, I mean, you're providing the high-level analysis there. I thought that was silly. I was like, what are you doing? You're just accelerating your death. You know, like Benjamin Button over here. You're just getting way too close to the end, man. But look at the timeline. It's a beauty. 6 rounds in a row for SMG. Really starting to cook up. I thought for sure BREN were able to kind of hold pace. But this is one of those things that this is where they found a lot of success in some of those early rounds. But Dubstep, the fact that he's not shooting the turret, see if that sells enough information. At least the turret knows one player is playing there. But this 3-stack in B main, it's going to be short-lived. As SMG are fishing and prodding their way towards the A side once again. At least for early information.
SMG looking like the favored team that we expected. And I do wonder, you know, when you pop that ultimate on Reyna, you got to get in there fast. It's going to fade away eventually. You need a kill. He was waiting for the offer to come through from Omen. But in the end, that doesn't seem to really give any dividends. And that is the ultimate. The Empress disappeared. It's gone. It's out of the game straight away. I mean, I think BREN responded perfectly to that. You hear the Empress? And just wait. Just see what they're going to do.
Enemy kill. 30 seconds
Good opening
left.
pick, but Lexi's the X factor. And Jesse, here's some of that action that Lexi is bringing.
Cage triggered.
And it's selling, at least for the time being, especially the Killjoy over towards the B side. But once they've seen a player towards A main, they know that the jig is up. Lexi going to play point, not let them come in. One more pick will come easy. But there's not a lot of time left. Attackers are falling apart. Spike is down. Bladestorm is
One
popped
enemy remaining.
for the attack. I don't know why, but it was popped.
Last round
And just
in
like
the
that,
half.
just as it comes into fruition, Bladestorm is gone.
Well, fairly interesting, shall we say. Turnaround. BREN getting away with murder on that one. I think SMG looked a little bit lost, to be honest. They didn't have direction in the round. The Empress pop didn't really link up with any sort of map seizure, any sort of push. It was just, I'll pop it, I'll wait, and I'll see if someone peeks me. And okay, it can work sometimes, but not this one. Dubstep backs off. Dash already used. Ching up close. Not able to catch anybody. I'm going to swing over to default with that operator to see if Dubstep can find a kill. But Borkum, this guy's got balls. He pops his ult. He runs down short. He's got a kill and damage done to Killjoy. And that could be the turning point of the round already.
And he's pushing down Catwalk, not looking up towards Catwalk. Now he is. He sees a player in translation. Odd hands to stop them from pushing up forward. But now he can just play point. You guys want to go B? Sure. I'll join you. You guys want to go back through the Catwalk to the tree room? Yeah, I'll hold the line. They have no idea where this guy is. Could he have backed off? Maybe. Could he have went through mid? Maybe.
You should
Is he
run.
in B lobby? Maybe. Lockdown will at least not convince them to push any further. and give safe passage for Team SMG. They're a little trapped, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that was a beautiful showstopper. Finds JD, 1 player remaining, but it doesn't matter. Borkum's there. What a great round from BREN to just kind of pinch the attack. You rarely see the defense play so offensively, but for BREN it works.
Yeah, I mean, look, it works in that round, but overall that defense was pretty weak. They got 5 rounds done. I think they really need to get off to a good start on their attack. Is SMG, when they get the ball rolling, they're a scary foe to play against. I do think, again, it was odd to see SMG look very lost in some of these rounds. Considering they picked this map, I really thought that we would see just a much more calculated approach from them, and that's certainly not what we got in the end. There's always potential for that to change. Maybe they're big brain defense sided. We'll see. As it starts off with BREN, again, spread out for some map control. They're not looking to take the fight as two-dimensionally as we've seen from some other buy rounds.
Early presence towards the catwalk. That's at least early information that they see. Oh, Zesby down. Important pick as well, especially being a Reyna. And these early pistols can get a lot of value from those dismisses, but pain continues. Engagement to B main gives Dispenser a lot of ground and a free camera into the site. 2 shown towards the catwalk means they can get the spike over to B, but unfortunately it's in a tough spot. Borkum in a lot of trouble. Flash comes through, but he can't survive long enough to get his weapon out. And this may be one of the strangest rounds of Valorant I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'm there with you, 100%. I would not want to do some breakdown videos on this one. That's for sure. Maybe I would. You know, spend a couple hours try to figure out what's going on, what the comms were like. Dispenser dispensing some headshots. JD Faker already down. Team SMG on the back foot. Egoist, though, quick to swing on in and take that frag. Again, the door causing the defense some problems. What a surprise. As we go into this 2 versus 1, Jesse gives away his position. Ego is quick to try and get the train. He's chasing him down, but Jesse Vash is too quick on the trigger. 6-7. Simo, honestly, have you seen that door work in the defense's favor even once in your life outside of matchmaking?
No, it always favors the attack because they just hit the site, they close the door, and it's a free sage wall.
Exactly.
On
So
the rotate.
explain to me, as a free sage wall that doesn't destroy over time as well, why the hell do people not close it? At the start of the round, short player, close the door, break it. Every time. It's not that hard. You'll still get to short in time to stop them seizing control. You can mix it up into the second player there, but it is a very valuable utility to get rid of. But no one does it. Crazy. I shouldn't be giving that free tips.
The door on the B site isn't used as often, so it's not really like super scary to close the door. In fact, it actually does help against some teams who push up mid and think that they can just walk through fruit for free, right? But you're right, this door on the A site definitely not as useful, and we're seeing some of that use come in as the attack is already there, but they're on the opposite side of the door. We've seen things kind of drop down here to a 4v3. I like this push from Borkum and company, but this is their gun round. The fact that they're down a man, this has to be a huge pick. Borkum can't convert onto the second, the frenzy. Now he's going to upgrade, and now here comes Ching. He's looking to find some redemption. 2v2, and Dispenser is about to see the pain.
Enemy remaining.
I have retrieved the spike.
Only 1 enemy remaining now for BREN. They're looking to equalize this up 7-7. Dispenser on the quick rotate, not going to be caught off as the Killjoy has got, like, it's possible for this win to come through. The problem, even with a low HP on Cypher, is getting into the site with no information, no idea where these players are going to be. Here goes the door. Again, I'm not going to make the same argument for the door, because I think this door, as you said, it actually does have some defensive capabilities. It's not something that, like, even there, you break it, and you can easily rotate to spawn. It's also not that hard to entry out of there, because typically you'll be splitting the site, but on B, it's so much more confined. Sorry, on A, it's so much more confined, so I don't like it. The problem, is that Cypher is low, but so is Egoist. You have no idea where any of these players are, so look at the time that's cost. As Egoist wants to go forward, has to delay it so long. There's the first kill, but swings to check the corner at just the wrong time.
It looked like he was checking back to the body that he had already found. I don't know, maybe it was just kind of a knee-jerk reaction, you know? He felt like he was waking up from a car crash dream, you know? It was just like disoriented, cold sweats in the middle of the night. He just had no idea what was going on. Looking at this round, though, BREN somehow can afford a lot. Ops coming in, assault rifles coming in. I thought for some reason they forced up that round, so I'm just really confused how the economy did they like pay off a guy in pizza? A mobster gave him a little bit of extra cash up through the middle. I feel like that's where deals would go down if they did. But it's a gun round. Both teams have weapons, light armor across the board for BREN, so they can't really survive heavy long-term engagements. But there's an op in play, and that can hurt.
What hurts, I wouldn't say even more, but what hurts about the same is getting cracked open by a Vandal. And that's exactly what happened to Borkin before the trade went through. As BREN claimed the man advantage, and now Team SMG fighting for it. The door was broken, JD able to grab the trade.
I know exactly where you are.
Then it's right back into the favor of BREN. Alexi made a little bit of a fake step, moved towards spawn as if he was rotating to A. And so he sticks around B, trying to play the mind games. But regardless of which side is hit, oh no, this is going to be a B hit, so Alexi has to get it done. If it was A, you could wait and play the retake, but because of Alexi's position, he has to turn up hugely in what will be a 1v3 fight.
Player standing. 30 seconds left.
1v3 massacre.
You teed it up, but unfortunately too many pars. Too many pars for the course. Now it's all down to Egoist. And
Spike planted.
let's hope the ego does come through. A little confidence. 1v3. Might want to save the weapon, but we're still early on in the second half. I don't know why I found that so funny. He saw the weapon on the barrel, thought it was a person. Gave away his position. Sees a player from range. They know exactly where he is, and the rest of the team can now start to swing together. We'll see dubstep swing. First op is definitely going to hurt and seal the deal onto Egoist's life. Now BREN Esports on SMG's map pick have the round lead for the second time. They had one at the beginning. It was tied up quickly, and then SMG ran away with it. But now they will be down to SMGs themselves. And BREN will likely extend this to a 9-7. Tough spot to be in if you're Team SMG, considering this is the map that they picked. BREN have really found themselves in a good position to, I think, take this first map.
9-7. Team SMG holding up close. Borkin got hit by the nade, but the timing was good for at least one. A quick trade with the Sheriff puts Team SMG back in the running of things. What a shot by BREN. Coming in for a little bit more, but Owen's not able to get it done. Blinded up, smoke goes down. This will slow down any sort of aggression. Actually quite a passive smoke, all things considered. Ego is sideswiped, and he's out of there. He's bailing.
Good call, Dora Explorer. Swipe or no swiping. We're seeing it here live. Oh, the range, the stinger. It's been doing it before, but Spencer, he be dispensing those headshots round after round. 9-7, definitely knocking down some of that economy. But what I find the most interesting, I think, about BREN here, we've seen this is what the second or third round that we've seen this. No, this is the second round. Now the third that we've seen this op in play. You don't normally see the op in play on the attacking half, right? Something that is very difficult to play around and execute because you're peeking in, hoping you find a pick, right? You're not holding an angle like you would on the defense. So for dubstep to find any success with this op, that is going to be the big question for me. Where they play it, how they play it, what they end up doing. Is it just going to play back and hold angles? Like, what is it going to be used for? Looks like it's going to be used aggressively.
Joke's over! You're dead!
My feed froze for a second, but we're good to go. So back in, and aggressive push in towards the A site opens it up. Gets BREN the plant, or should be. Got to dodge that Hunter's Fury, but it was only one tag left, so they feel free to just get that spike down. And for Team SMG, the favorites in this game, it could be the second upset of the day. Losing out on this round, again, wrecks their economy. Oh, look. I don't believe it. Is the door blocking them out? That's weird. That's crazy. It's almost like it helps the attackers. But this is, it's not ideal. Look, even you get to Spencer, there's no time. The time is so low to get in there and find 4 kills that they realize it's time to just run away. Time to save. And maybe they would have thought differently if the door was open, but, you know. Can't have that.
They will be in position to look for exits, but they don't have to leave Gelato. Like, they can just stay in Gelato. It's not that big of a deal. They won't get tagged up there. They could just... No, don't do it. Borkum, don't do it. You're fine. 10-7. 5 rounds in a row. This is not something you normally expect, especially on an attacking half of all things, right? For BREN, looks like some of that triple duelist agent composition from NA is starting to bleed out to the Southeast Asian regions, and it's hurting. It's definitely hurting Team SMG. The firepower, the sheer ability to just be annoying in 3 different ways. Definitely paying off here for BREN. I never see picks from that angle. Up on that box there, you never see picks there. Nobody ever plays that angle.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
That's a hell of a push by Borkum. He's come in with 2, closing out everything towards the A site. The TP went in. They've got control. They're running around, and Team SMG, they are just being decimated at this point. This is a convincing attack by BREN. I said they needed to get off to a good start, but you know, at some point I could have thought SMG would slow them down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like everything makes sense. Like why Team SMG are coming in as the favorites based on some of the recent performances against some of the teams that we consider top teams in this AOC Masters tournament. But now we're looking at another upset. Who would have thought? This is crazy. And, you know, if there's ever going to be a time for upsets, give it to me in the quarterfinals, for sure. Things get a little bit more consistent towards the semis, but fortunately, Borkum is going to find his hand at Egoist, back away. But 11-7, good spot for BREN. Some of these weapons are being saved for SMG. Don't know what the economy looks like. We'll have a look after this round, but, man, I would not want to be in the position for SMG. They are losing their map pick. They get another shot at redemption in the round to follow. They feel confident on bind. Well, that's where BREN have the most comfort. They're totally comfortable. So we'll have to see what that map veto looks like. Not there quite yet. Still an opportunity for SMG to come back. I just feel like there might be a world where SMG is already thinking about what that next map looks like.
Yeah, considering how little access they're getting, it'll definitely come soon, that moment, but we'll have to see if that moment is far away, as in 1 round away, or if it's already arrived. And look, again, the ultimate economy, a little bit of a check-in. Team SMG are miles ahead on it. But for BREN, they've got a lot to work with. That showstopper, combined with Blade Storm and the fact there's an operator in play, you're looking at a really diverse attack at the moment from BREN. They're stacked up to move in towards the A site. Team SMG passively outside of it. The smoke's going to go down. Then the wall's going to go down. Or the door. And that's going to be a problem for Team SMG. Now, it's happened to them about 7 times so far. So, we'll see if there's any kind of reaction there. Doubt it, but we'll see. They have got a Sova close by, so honestly, if they start to push forward, you could just go for your Sova darts in towards the right side. You know someone's going to go there to close the door. It always happens.
I'm going to try to wrap around, though. You can't beat him, join him, you know? As Dispenser would always say. He's about to have a mouthful. Unfortunately, he's going to be getting the headshot to the dome by Zesby. They've got to be careful. Now here comes the peek from the op. It's not going to find any success. They've got to get onto the site, but now they're going to get a little bit of help Borkum, shot through the box, gonna take the Reyna a little low, but she'll heal back up to full. Another shot here from Dubstep. He needs support, he needs help, because Sesby's coming in, raining from above. A solid retake for SMG. It was off the back. Out of ignoring your attempts, you're pleased to close the door. And you know what? Instead, they're just gonna wrap around and go through the A lobby.
Handy stuff. You're closing out your first defensive round. Sure, it ends up still being close. We'll take a close round instead of a loss. What I will say is not going too well for SMG at the moment really is Lexi. You know, when you see a Sova or even a Raze down the bottom of the scoreboard, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, you know, that they're still providing some benefit, clearing utility, dealing damage. But for Dubstep, it's been all about this hard DPS, hard duelist with Jet, and there has been no reward for it so far. Like, he's just getting outclassed in a lot of the fights he's taking.
Oh, that is... You hate to see it. Zesby also had the op. That might get picked up. That might get denied. Neural Theft's going to give a location on where the players are. This is not how you want a finishing round to look and feel like. Doors going to get closed. Oh, wait, it's not. Spencer really just wants to gather a lot of space. They know players at least in rafters. Running back's also going to find some of that information. And now they can play around this.
Here's a showstopper popped out, but it's thrown in blindly. No results from it. Door closed. Wow. Is that going to be an issue for the defenders? I'm not salty about it, Simo. I'm not salty at all. It's okay.
How many times did you do this during EU First Strike? You do this a lot?
Oh no, and I gladly ignored it there, but this is it's too much for me. Too concurrent. Look at that though. Borkum's been able to get out the door this time after breaking it, faded away. Still got two to take down, and Borkum! Oh! Has he got it on time? I think so. Yeah, he has. He's won it. That's absolutely fantastic. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's not any faster than running, is it? Using your shadow stab.
I don't know.
Match point.
No idea.
Maybe see side-by-side comparisons.
It feels like if Riot Games ever made a math textbook, that would be one of those questions. You know, if Omen TP'd 3 times in a row, Johnny ran track, ran the same distance, who would get there faster? It feels like one of those trick questions, like what is heavier, a kilogram of feathers or a kilogram of iron? Like, well,
a kilogram of iron. Iron's heavier than feathers. Come on. It's easy. It's easy. What do you mean? Trick quest. Come on. You think feathers is the same way? Come on.
Oh,
the play. Dubstep again. Outclassed by Lexi. Lexi's just fragging out on a different level. Cloudbursts have allowed them to drop down to the site, but they're a little bit concerned about there still being a player inside them. As the spike goes down in what could be the final round, Team SMG have the man advantage, but look at the ults. They've got nothing to really clear this out, so we have to rely now on their utility being the deciding factor, or at least just their ability to trade man for man.
Saladrone's going to give information that they're just turtling into the site, which means somebody's gotta do the dirty work. Somebody's got to peek. Somebody's got to push in. Recon Bolt's going to help out, and Ching's actually going to survive. They'll find 2 picks. More Commanders back, but it's just a bloodbath. And BREN cannot hold the line in the cave. Team SMG will be bringing us up 12-9. Likely going to be an eco to follow this. We'll see what the economy looks like. I'd imagine it's been broken for a couple of rounds now. Or at least it's going down to a breaking point. A great retake for SMG.
Yeah, well done, well handled. It wasn't even just trading ability, it was just raw aim alone that brought them that win. Again, seeing Lexi, well, seeing both Lexi and Dubstep kind of underperforming is a surprise. Especially picking into those jets, it's similar to the Reyna. You've got to be confident in your own ability, and there is no room, there's no wiggle room to say, oh, I'm a support jet, really. Even if you look at Scream, who fulfills what I would call the support jet. As I said before, in First Strike, this dude dropped nearly 30 kills every map. So there is no excuse. Obviously, not everyone is Scream. Well, only one person is Scream. And thankfully, because I think if there were many more people as talented as him, I'd have to stop playing video games.
And there's at least somebody with his last name. Their name is Ice.
I thought you were gonna go with Nevera there. That's his actual brother, but instead it was a terrible, terrible pun that made me very sad. Well, thank you for ruining my day, Simo. It's only started. It's only 10 a.m. You're already ruining the day. Look at that. Speed running it.
30 seconds left.
Let's go.
Speaking of speed running, Orcum using the run it back, clearing out backside, does get that clone to dissipate, but those were shots from behind. Unfortunately, brute forcing your way onto the site's not always the easy answer, and we're seeing BREN get absolutely halted in this B main push. Team SMG, what, 3 members stacked on the B site? 4 members? I get it was a little bit of an eco round for BREN, maybe not having the most available to them, but damn, you can't just beat your head against the wall and hope that everything's gonna work out.
Well, I said it was going to be a close game, and I guess we're getting that in just full delivery. I'm not mad about it.
Mad at the door.
I'm mad at the door. That is very true. That is very, very true. Oh, fall. Drop the door. Drop, break. Oh, yeah. Oh, fall. Yes!
Oh,
yes, baby!
wow.
Let's go. They figured it out. It took like 7 or 8 rounds in a row of it punishing them, and they've realized what's going on. You're playing retake A. Break the goddamn door. Thank you. Thank you so much. Desbu in with the opening. Oh, they deserve this round win. That they do. A 5 versus 3. The Lear out. There's the paranoia, the swing, the smoke, and even more done. This is decimation. And really, I don't want to say it's all because of the door, but it's all because of the door.
I'm trying to think of a world where that door can be useful to the defense, but I feel like it'd only be useful if you're committing like a double man or a triple man peek to A main, and even then it's so easy to push off the defense from that. Just a quick breach flash, or any flash for that matter, is going to have the entire defensive lineup running scared back to the A site, and then you're screwed. You're hoping that door stops a catwalk push. You're allowing the attack to then push up through rafters and cut off the defense rotate. So like, I'm trying to think of a world where that door is useful, but I just can't. I just can't. You've made me a believer in cancel door 2020. Cancel A-site door 2020.
There you go. Cancel the A-site door. Well, at least Fall has figured it out. He's joined the movement. And if you want to join the movement too, all you have to do is break the door in your games on the defensive side. You will not regret it. But now we're looking at BREN. Look, they want to charge into this B site. They've managed to get an opening onto Alexi, having traded out one of their teammates. Oh, Jesse get absolutely ruined through the flame wall. He gets shut down. Flash is turned from. Oh, they dodged the paranoia too. Borkum's still able to deliver a kill. He's low HP, probably going to use his hot hands to heal up. He still has them in play, but he takes down Zesbu, so he certainly does have them now. He's gotten his 2 kills. Down towards top mid he goes. Hot hands himself up. Hot heals with his hot hands, and on the 2v3, this could be it.
I like this recon bolt to stop the flanks from coming in, and Egoist is actually going to get a lot of value. One more player remaining. It's JD Faker. He will not be faking the victory. It's the victory indeed for BREN Esports. To be honest,